Hormonal balance means, all right, today you have to make sure that, okay, maintain a healthy lifestyle, no stress, sleep early, then your hormones will be balanced already. Okay, a lot of hormonal imbalance all because of stress. So don't give yourself stress, don't anyhow easily get angry with people, then your hormones will be balanced. That's what I'm saying. So hormonal balance is very important. Okay, and of course, one thing that is interesting to note, is that for women, please take note. For women, all right, as long as you are fertile means able to give birth, all right, as long as you have menstruation, congratulations. What am I saying? You have menstruation and then you delay your menopause, all right, you delay the menopause. That means if you can have more than 39 years, that means from the first time you get your first menstruation until when you reach menopause, that period is more than 39 years, then congratulations. Maybe forever you don't have Parkinson anymore. You understand what I'm saying? So even now you already menopause is okay. Even now you're menopause, let's say you're in your 60s or 70s, you got menopause, but you remember or not? Can you remember when you have menopause, when you have your first menstruation? Is that more than 39 years? So if it's not 39 years, then how? Then of course, your risk factor increases. I'm not saying you will get Parkinson, but your risk factor increases. Then of course you have to do other prevention methods. It's not at all. Alright? And then of course, very important, you need to maintain a very good intestinal system, intestine. Alright, how many of you take vitamin? Don't take vitamin. Because you have other products, right? In Evita that gives you probiotics, right? So probiotics in general is very important. Why? Because the intestines, as we'll see later on, inside our body can cause a bacterial imbalance that will destroy the nerve in the brain. So having a healthy intestine system, it is very important. Healthy intestine system. Okay, what we call results. Okay, now I'll explain to you why. You see, if you have a healthy gastrointestinal system, that means to say that your bacteria, inside our body got bacteria, no, none of us have bacteria, but you must have good bacteria. You understand? Good bacteria means what? Bacteria that will not harm you. Good bacteria, okay? So it's called probiotics. You understand what I'm saying? So as long as you have good bacterial balance inside, then you are normal. What if today, if your intestine is unbalanced already? You know what's unbalanced? Is bad bacteria more than your good bacteria. It's unbalanced. And when that happens, right, you lose that balance, then the bacteria, because there is this nerve called vagus nerve, it's a type of nerve that will transmit the bacteria, transmit means provide the pathway for the bacteria to go from the intestine to your brain. You know what I'm saying? And when the bacteria goes inside this part of the brain, it starts to destroy that brain part, okay, which is very related to the midbrain associated with Parkinson. Okay? So essentially just keep a healthy gastrointestinal system. That's all I ask for. So that's preventive action. Understand what I'm trying to say? Okay. Now, other things. Okay. Why is it that sometimes I say that we need to have anti-aging food? Remember this one I talked about anti-aging food? And what does anti-aging food contain? What does it contain? Basically, they contain growth factors. Growth factors. Not hormone, just growth factors. Growth factors are basically protein molecule that is important for growth. Okay? Now, let us just look at this thing called PDNF, which is a type of growth factor. A type of growth factor. Then is required by the nerve cell to maintain itself or even to prolong its survival. Right? Because you must know that nerve cell, every day you need to work, right? Nerve cell every time is looking for you, right? Every day the nerve cell is looking for you. And when they work, right, when they get injured, normal, they will get injured. When they get injured, what must the nerve cell do? The nerve cell must repair itself, isn't it? Must repair itself, even if it's not injured, it must maintain itself, right? Because everything is maintained, right? So to maintain itself, it needs to constantly acquire or constantly receive this thing called PDNF. Okay, this PDNF is called brain-derived neurotrophic factor. Doesn't matter. Just call it PDNF. Now this PDNF, alright, if it is in the right amount, it will bind to this is a nerve cell, bind to the receptor to receive the growth factor, and then you get what we call cell survival. Do we want to have cell survival? The nerve cell needs to be surviving. If not, if you don't have sufficient amount, or worse still, you have what we call the pro-PDNF, which is not the immature PDNF. Immature. You know what's mature and immature? Immature means not the ready one. The very small PDNF, which is not functional at all. Not functional at all. And then when you have a lot of this pro-PDNF, right? Why? Because the body actually makes a lot of what we call pro-PDNF as a storage. Because your body needs a lot of PDNF to maintain itself. And in order to have a lot of PDNF, you need to have a lot of what we call pro-PDNF as standby. When you know what standby? Put in the warehouse. As and when I need, I can draw from the pro-PDNF. You understand what I'm trying to say? But you cannot use pro-PDNF. You must convert the pro-PDNF to PDNF. Then you can use it. You understand what I'm trying to say? So, problem comes. When you grow older, every one of us will grow older, right? When we grow older, the ability to convert pro-PDNF to PDNF, the ability, because we have a lot of pro-PDNF, but you must convert to this one, right? Then to be functional, right? But when we grow older, from this one to this one, the process very slow. Aging, because we already the ability to convert slow. So when you have this whole process is slow, that means you have less and less of PDNF, right? And when you have less and less of PDNF, will the cell survive? You will not survive. So why is it that when we were younger, we have the ability to do so, no problem. But when we grow older, we need supplementation. Supplementation from where? From outside. Supplementation from the food or even health supplements to acquire this PDNF. Because without PDNF, the cell continue to die. You understand what I'm trying to say? So this is very important. This is very important to have what we call healthy doses of PDNF. And this is just another type of growth factor that can be found in a fitness product called NGF. Have you heard about this product called NGF? If you have heard about this product called NGF, NGF contains what we call a lot of this PDNF. So when you have a lot of this PDNF, this NGF product can help you. You understand? To maintain the cell survival. Okay, just to explain to you why is that PDNF is important. PDNF is important. Why is it important? Very simple, just do an experiment. Okay? Now, we take out the eye from the eye retina. Take out from the eye. There's an eye for the nerve cell, and then we cut the nerve cell. This is called cut, right? Cut means injured lah. So injured already means you must repair, right? You must repair, right? So in order to repair, what must you do? You see, you realize that if you add PDNF, alright, of course you can add NIN, you can add PNTF. These are all what we call growth factors. Among them is PDNF, which is very important. The moment you add PDNF, what happens? This card, you see the card already, right? Because when you cut, this portion is gone, you know. That means the whole nerve disappears. This is nerve. Imagine your nerve cell become like that. Like handicap, cut away. Every one of your nerve, cut. Then you become only the head. No more body. You understand what I'm saying? Like that you want or not? Scary, you know. You have all these nerve cells, is very scary. Then disease will come, Parkinson will come and find you already. So in order for us to grow back, to grow back the nerve is very difficult. To grow back the nerve is very difficult. But as long as you have PDNF, you realize that, hey, this portion can grow back. You understand what I'm trying to say? So PDNF is important? Very important. Very important for you, for maintaining and for continued survival. Continued survival. So here I use as a model to describe to you, okay, a different model, not necessarily has to be Parkinson. Here I show you like depression. Depression. How many of us got depression? But I'm sure you know friends who got depression. So depression is not just a mood. Depression is a disease actually. Okay, so why does depression comes about? You know depression? Okay? Depression comes about, alright? It is the result of something that is happening inside the nerve cells. It is not because suddenly you become sad. It's not. Because something in the nerve cell controlling your mood already. And this is a potential problem. Okay, what I'm going to explain to you. So you see here, this is one nerve and this is one nerve. So this nerve and this nerve, they are happy. They're happy, then they communicate, right? They communicate. So they got like past paper, past molecule. I'm very happy I talk to you, like my iPhone. Oh, hello, I talk to you. Very, very healthy correspondence, okay? But the moment you reduce PDNF, remember reduce your PDNF, and the moment you have stress is one of the factors. Then your PDNF goes down, and when your PDNF goes down, this communication is gone, and then this is no longer happy already. They don't communicate, they don't exchange substance anymore. And when they don't exchange, you need to what we call synaptic. Synaptic is the space here, is the space between two nerves. Destabilization, that is abnormal already, no longer balanced, and immediately you see yourself depressed. Okay? And if you give it another, this is the drug for depression, ketamine. I don't know how many of you take ketamine as a result of depression. The moment you take the drug back, take a medicine, this medicine. The moment you take the depression medicine, then you realize that, hey, anti-depression, so straight away, you become non-depressed again. That means the depression can go away. You understand what I'm trying to say? But then of course, don't be so happy. Alright, this whole thing can be reversed. You see the arrow? You see the arrow this way, you can also go back, right? So if let's say now you're on the medicine, and let's say now you don't take your medicine anymore. Alright, then you can go back from healthy again to depressed again. So depression can come back and find you again. And then the same thing, if you depress and then if you start to exercise, or you do some other thing that help you to maintain that stress, then it can go back from depression back to normal mood again. You understand what I'm saying? So why am I showing you this thing is to tell you that in the same context, Parkinson is reversible. A lot of people say Parkinson is incurable. But that's because they don't know how to deal with it. They don't know how to deal with it. But once you know how to deal with it, even though you are, let's say this is Parkinson, you can actually reverse Parkinson. That means you can improve. By start exercising now, by start looking at your intestinal health, by start looking at certain foods that you need to eat. That's all. That's all. Speak it very simple, alright, but it is true. So, the nerve growth factor is needed to maintain a cell, as I showed you just now already. The nerve growth factor is not just PDNF, it is not just one type of growth factor, there are many types of growth factor, because in our body there are many different types of nerves. It is not just one growth factor, there are many growth factors, and in NGF, the product that you have in a bitter, it is not just consists of one growth factor.